Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are seeing this video. I'm sorry I've been a little bit late in uploading the videos related to the NEET 2020 crash course part. Now from here onwards, I'll try to see that in a regular pattern, I'll try to discuss some of the important questions and tips and tricks from each and every chapter. Maybe daily for 5 or 8 questions or maybe 10 questions, depending upon the availability of your time participation. Because as my schedule is a little bit busy because of my regular timings and regular class was also basically, but still I'm trying to take out some time to work out with the promise which I've been made you that daily will try to upload some of the good questions related to your each and every chapter till the examination participation. Okay, now today our topic is right now for us kinematics 1, a basic thing what we are trying to do it right now. So in this one we are talking about some short tricks before I start for the numericals. The first trick says that for me, the time taken to cross or overtake the trains of length L1 and L2, which is a very famous and regular question in the competitive examinations. Time taken to cross or overtake the train of length L1 and L2 with initial separations of your x0 is equals to, with initial separation of your x0 is equals to how much for me? The answer for that one is t is equals to your x0 initial distance between them. L1 and L2 are nothing but length of the time divided by v2 by plus or minus v1. Use the negative sign when they are moving in the same direction and positive sign when they are moving in the opposite direction. The same way second trick if I am trying to go it out. So time taken by the bolt to hit the floor. This is also a very famous question. So time taken by the bolt to hit the floor of the lift going up or down will be equal to how much for me? H is equals to your half of your g plus or minus a into t square. Use your plus a when his lift is accelerating up, or I can say when it is been accelerating in the downward direction. And if it is moving with your constant velocity, obviously the acceleration will become for me 0. And third one and very important case right now, the trick, if two bodies are being thrown vertically upwards with velocities v1 and v2, then separation between them at any time is given by the formula v is equals to your v1 minus of your v2 into t, whichever is a higher velocity, that one difference of that one into time will be giving me the distance between them, and then they are moving in the same direction. These are the some of the tips which have been generally, actually we have a derivation for all of this one, but in the time being for the shortest way to remember, I just given in a hint participation so that you can recollect it in the faster way. So you try to go for this one. Let us try to do some numericals based upon the given condition. Okay, so I hope you are clear with this one. You can pause the video and also see the lecture whenever it is been required part. Okay, let us try to do some of the numericals based on this one. Say for example, the first numerical given for me is something like this. Question number 1. Question number 1 says right now for me, see the question number 1. See, balls A and B are thrown vertically upward, or say for example, bodies A and B are thrown vertically, or being thrown vertically upward with velocities 5 meter per second and 10 meter per second respectively, with 5 meter per second and 10 meter per second. Find separation between them. Find separation between them after 1 second. Just now I told you the shortcut, the last point which I told you. I can directly use the relation right now for this one. S is equals to, I'll write this one as of your V2 minus V1 into your T part definition. V2 is given how much for me? 10 minus 5 into T is nothing but how much for me? 1 second. So I'm getting the answer in how many right now? Lesser than 5 seconds part definition. 10 minus of your 5, so the answer will come out for your 5 meters. That is your answer for the given question. I hope you got an idea how to use the application of the formula which I have been told you right now for the given condition. Clear for everyone? Sure. Let us try to go for the next question better based upon this one only. Question number 2. Second question says that an elevator in which a man is standing, an elevator in which a man is standing, is moving upwards with a constant acceleration of your 1 meter per second square. At some instant when speed of elevator is 10 meter per second. 10 meter per second. The man drops a coin. The man drops a coin from a height of 2 meters. First off, find the time taken. Find the time taken by the coin. Find the time taken by the coin to reach the floor or ground, I can say, to reach the ground. Take the value of g is equals to 9.8 meter per second square. Question appears to be very big, but the answer is generally in the one-step part definition. In the short trick, I had given you the trick for that given condition. You can just leave the conditions here. An elevator in which a man is been standing is moving in which direction? Upward direction with a constant acceleration of your how much? Acceleration is equals to 1 meter per second square. At the same instant, when the speed of the elevator is 10 meter per second, the man drops a coin from the height of your 2 meters. He has also given me the height. At some instant, the speed of the elevator is given for me. Velocity of your elevator, I can write here. Elevator is equals to your how much for me? 10 meter per second, and height is given for me 2 meters. Find the time taken by the coin to reach the ground. So this is the given condition right now. I can use the direct shortcut formula. So h is equals to, as it is been dropped, half into your g plus of your a into your t square. You can use this formula directly for the given condition. I can calculate the time from this one. So that is a 2h is equals to g plus of your a into your t square. So t is equals to, I can write as under root of your 2h by your g plus of your a. Everything is given in the problem. That is equals to under root of 2 into h value is nothing but of your 2. G value is nothing but 0.8 plus acceleration is given how much for me, or 1. So this will be equal to your 1 part affiliation. See how much I am getting right now for this one. So it is a 2 into 2. That is nothing but of your root of your, this will become for me root 2 into 2 is nothing but of your by, that is nothing but of your 9.8 plus 1 is nothing but of your 10.8, or approximately you take it as of your 10 also better. You can do it out, that's not a problem. So approximately if I am taking this relation right now, that value comes out for me 0.6 somewhat, so 0.61 second. You can see it by the rough calculation depending upon the options. I have taken 9.8. You can take it as of your 10. 10 plus 1 is nothing but 11. It is nothing but of your root 2 is nothing but 2 by your root 11 value. Approximately comes out for me 0.61 second will be the answer for the given question. I hope you are clear with such type of your models basically. Okay, sure. Question number 3. Third question right now, see. The third question says for me, a balloon is rising vertically upwards with uniform acceleration 15.7 meter per second square. First stop. A stone is dropped from it. First stop. After 4 seconds, another stone is dropped from it. First stop. Find the distance between the two stones 6 seconds after the second stone is dropped. This is a question. So try to pause the video for a second and take 1 minute time and try to do it for the given condition. Consider the motion of the stone with respect to the balloon beta here right now. At the instant of the release of the stone, the initial velocity of both the stone and the balloon will be equal to how much for me? 0, because it has been dropped. So I can write the acceleration of the stone with respect to the balloon. Acceleration of the stone with respect to the balloon, that is equal to g minus of your a, because one is moving in downward direction, the balloon is moving in the upward direction against the gravity. That will become for me how much? G plus of your a. So the distance traveled by the first stone will be equal to how much for me? S1 is equal to your half into acceleration of the stone with respect to your balloon. into your T1 square. That is my first condition right now for the first stone when it is been dropped from the given condition. So from that one I can get the value of your where one. So T1 will be equal to how much for me? Balloon has been rising vertically upward with uniform acceleration of how much? 15.7 meter per second square right now. A stone is dropped from it. After 4 seconds, another stone is been dropped from it right now. So what is the distance between the two stones? 6 seconds after the second stone is being dropped. So right now where T1 will be equal to how much better? So T1 will be equal to 4 plus 6. That will be equal to your 10 seconds. That is given in the problem for me. So therefore S1 is equals to your half into acceleration of the stone with this one is nothing but how much I got right now? G plus of your A into your this one is nothing but T1 square. So everything is given for me in this one. So if I am writing the relation right now, S1 is equals to half into G is nothing but of 9.8 plus acceleration is equals to 15.7 into T1 is nothing but of your 10 square. That will be the relation for the given condition. So that comes out for me how much right now for me? That is nothing but of your S1. The same way for the second stone right now if I am taking S2 is equals to your half of your again right now for this one this will be equal to your G plus A into your T2 square. Isn't it? Now what is the value of a T2? 6 seconds afterward kabatti S2 is equals to your half into this one is nothing but 9.8 plus of your 15.6 into your this one is nothing but of your 6 square. That will be equal to your how much for me? 6 square part of relation. The distance between S1 and S2 is asking. Therefore the distance between S1 and S2. So how do you do it? I'll do it with a green pen, the other pen part, so that we will get an idea right now. So that distance will be coming out for me. S is equals to S1 minus of your S2. Now you can do it out right now from that one. S1 value is known for me. S1 value is nothing but of this one, and S2 value is also given for me. That will be the given condition. So in this one, this will come out from your half into 9.8 plus of your 15.7 into this one is common for this one. So this will be equal to 10 square. That is nothing but 100 minus 6 square is nothing but of your 36. So 100 minus of your 36, that will be 64. 9.8 plus 15.7 divided by 2. So do the calculation for this one. You should be getting approximately for this one 816 meter. So that will be your answer between them. Clear for everyone? So the given condition is clear. So balloon is rising vertically upwards with a uniform acceleration 15.7. Stone is been dropped from it, so it is in the downward. Both of them are in the opposite direction right now. So after 4 seconds, another stone is been dropped from it. After find the distance between the two stones. 6 seconds after the second stone is been dropped right now from the given condition. So acceleration of the stone with respect to balloon will be equal to G minus of A, that is equal to G plus A. So distance traveled by the first stone will be equal to total time taken is nothing but how much for me? 6 seconds. So S1 is equal to how much I got right now? Half of your initial velocity is 0, G plus A into T1 square. The same way S2 is equal to half plus G plus A into T2 square. Here T1 is nothing but 10 seconds, T2 is 6 seconds. So I got the value of S1, S2. So distance between them will be equal to how much right now? Larger distance minus smaller distance. So S1 minus of your S2 part of relation. So this one is nothing but larger. So S1 half of 9.8 plus 15.7 will be a common. So it is 100 minus 36. So simplified, you will be getting as of your 816 meter per second. This one is nothing but 18 meters. No distance is asking. So that will be your answer for the given condition. 816 meters. Clear for everyone? Sure. Let us try to go for the next question. Sure. Next question. A balloon starts ascending. A balloon starts ascending at a constant acceleration of 2 meter per second square. When it was at a height of 100 meter from the ground. 100 meter from the ground, the foot packet is dropped. The foot packet is dropped from the balloon. After how much time? And with what velocity? Does it reach the ground? does it reach the ground? Take G value is equals to 10 meter per second square. Again, good question, regular model. You should know such type of models to be done better. So try to take some time and try to do it out for the given condition below. What is the question right now is telling? A balloon starts ascending at a constant acceleration of 2 meter per second. Ascending means moving up, moving down. Descending means moving down. Ascending means moving up at a constant acceleration of 2 meter per second square. When it was at a height of 100 meter from the ground, a foot pocket is being dropped from the balloon. After how much time and with what velocity does it reach the ground? So let us try to calculate the velocity of the balloon at a height of your 100 meters. If I am calculating what is the velocity of your balloon at 100 meters, what will be the velocity of the balloon? I can use the relation v square minus u square is equals to 2a into s. So this one is v square, initial velocity is 0, 2 into acceleration of the given body is equals to how much for me? 2 meter per second into distance is nothing but of your 100. So that will be equal to how much for me? V square is equals to 400. So V value comes out to be 20 meter per second. So this is the velocity of that one. Taking this velocity as minus 20 meter per second downward direction, upward direction as of your positive part of relation. So that means somewhere if I am drawing the diagram right now from this one, so this is your ground and from here this is your balloon which is being dropped. Downward I am taking it as of your minus 20 meter per second and upward I am taking it as of your plus 20 meter per second part of relation because distance is been moving and this distance initially is given how much for me over 100 meters part of relation. So from the ground. Now so calculate the relation right now. So now the height which the foot packets to be traveling is how much for me? 100 meters. So h is equals to your ut plus half of your g into t square. So 100 meters. Velocity is equals to moving in the downward direction. So it is minus 20 into your time taken is nothing but of your t plus half g value is nothing but of your 10 into your t square. So this will come out for me how much here right now? This one is your 100 is equals to your minus 20. 2 ones are 2 5s are. So this will be equal to 5 into t square. So I am getting a quadratic equation for this one. So if I am solving the quadratic equation, I should be getting the time for this one because time cannot be negative. So this is coming out for me 2 plus root 24 seconds. So do the quadratic equation and simplify it. That is your time taken for that one to reach the ground. Now velocity with which it strikes the ground will be equal to how much better? V square is equals to u square plus 2g into your h part of relation. So velocity in the downward direction is negative. So this one is of minus 20 whole square plus 2 g value is given. Tell me how much right now for me problem? 10 and height of that one is nothing but of your 100. So minus of minus that is nothing but of your 400. So 400 plus 2 into 10 is nothing but 20 into your 100. So if I simplify for the given condition that comes out for me 49 meter per second. So that is your answer for the given question. If you know the basic model, the remaining calculation part you can take care for the given condition part of relation. So I hope you have to even know such type of models like if a balloon when a body has been dropped and it is also moving in upward direction, how do you try to do? So that are the two good models you need to remember always while doing the questions related to this topic in the kinematics part of relation. I hope you are clear with everyone with this one. Okay, sure. Let us try to go for next one more question right now. Okay, so write the question right now for this one. The question says right now for me, this is some question right now for me. Okay, the question says a person walks up a stalled escalator in 90 seconds. Stop. When standing on the same escalator, now moving, he is carried in 60 seconds. A person walks up is stalled and the escalator is at rest and he moves in the upward direction in 90 seconds when standing on the same escalator. Now if the escalator is moving, he is carried in how much time right now for me? 60 seconds right now for this one. So the question is the time it would take him to walk up the moving escalator will be. That means the time it would take him to walk up. Now if the fellow is also walking up, then what will be the time taken by that one is asking. Options are 27 seconds, second option is 72 seconds, and third option is your 18 seconds, and fourth answer is 36 seconds part of relation. So try to pause the video for a second and try to see whether you can do that question in your 1 minute time or not. Basic condition. Okay, sure, I'll try to do. If u and v are the speeds of the person, beta, if u and v are the speeds of person and escalator. Now see, a person walks up is L escalator means how much in time? So time is equal to distance by distance, L by u is equals to your how much for me? 90 seconds. In the same way, so therefore I can get from this one u value. So u is equals to how much for me? L by 90. In the same way, distance L by your v is equals to how much for me? 60 seconds. Therefore v is equals to how much for me? L by your 60 part of a relation. So if t is the required time, if I can take, if t is required time, if t is your required time when it is moving in the upward direction, so t is equals, it need to travel same distance L, but now the velocity will become for me how much? U plus of your v, L plus of, because both of them are moving in the same direction, so that is equals to your L divided by u is equals to your L by 90 plus this one is L by your 60. Everywhere L gets cancelled right now for this one. So if I simplify for the given condition, this will become for me, it is 1 by, this one is 1 by, this one is nothing but of your 1 by 90 plus of your 1 by 60 part of relation. So everything is cancelled. If you try to do the simplification of this one, this comes out to be some around 36 seconds. So this must be the answer for such type of a question. That is also one of the important model which you should be remembering. So based upon this one, these are the some models which you should always regularly be running in your mind when to do the problems part of relation. So in another lecture we'll try to do some more questions based upon the kinematics, the good models where we can expect this type of a models to be known for me. Ante even if your eyes is been closed, you should be having in mind running that if this type of a questions are being given for you, how to approach such type of a questions for that one, isn't it? In the next section of your class, we'll try to do some more questions on the kinematics. Till that time, try to take care and try to prepare and try to do daily some 10 or 12 questions from the total chapter or maybe one grand test. Thank you, beta. Take care. Bye.